Aloha! Welcome back to story time. Here I am with Shizu and Charlie Boy in our pasture. They are ready for a new book today. And the story I have is called Kona Coffee Days. This book is a little longer, so we're going to read half of it today, and then you can tune in next week for the second half. This book was also developed. This book was also developed with the one we read last week with the Kona, the Spunky book, and Spunky does make an appearance in here. This book was written by Tomoe Nimori, Millicent Towata Grand, and Kaneko, and it was also made at the same time as the Kona coffee story along the Hawaii Belt Road exhibit. So let's go ahead and begin. These guys seem anxious to get to the story, so we'll go ahead and start. Sachi and Yoshi lived in Kona on the island of Hawaii during the 1930s. They were glad they could live on a beautiful island where the land and the climate were perfect for raising coffee. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Come here. The screeching cry echoed the hillsides lined with rows of green coffee trees and outcroppings of black lava rock. That's the Doi's Kona Nightingale. That donkey is so stubborn, they have a hard time getting him to carry the coffee, laughed Sachi. 12-year-old Sachi and her 10-year-old brother Yoshi were skipping barefooted up the hill, carefully avoiding sharp rocks. Hee-haw, hee-haw. That's our Spunky, said Yoshi. Dad loaded 4 bags of coffee on him yesterday. We're so lucky our parents are eager to send us to school. Our grandparents in Japan didn't have enough money to send Mom and Dad to school, thought Sachi. All right, so the cool thing about this book is it includes some historic photographs. So this caption reads, until the end of World War II, donkeys, also known as Kona Nightingales, were used to transport the cherry coffee to the pulping mills. And here's 2 donkeys. Our donkeys are over there on their salt lick right now. I'll have to do better at my reading. Shizu! Did you know that Dad chose to marry Mom by looking at her picture? They didn't meet until she came to Hawaii in 1919, Sachi said to Yoshi. Really? Then did Dad build our house, the coffee shed, and the platform all by himself before Mom came? Her brother asked. No, the Kumiai, neighborhood support group, helped him. What's that? Asked Yoshi. You know how our neighbors come to help with funerals, with weddings, and to fix the house? Replied Sachi. And the meetings and the picnics that we go to every year? That's the Kumiai, like they have in Japan. Sachi really enjoyed being big sister and loved to explain everything to Yoshi. Oh, hi, would you like to see the picture? Hi. Sachi's friend Lonnie called from the main road. Hello. Hurry, we'll be late. The sun is already rising over the mountain. It'll be hot when we weed the garden before class starts. Our class is going to plant flowers, Sachi called as they ran to meet her. All the children had chores to do at school. They helped with the yard work and cleaned the classroom. Hey. All right, well, here's the picture. This depicts what they were talking about, picture brides. That was something that happened in Kona in the first part of the 1900s. As they turned onto the main road, Lonnie's little brother, Kimo, jumped out from behind the African tulip tree and squirted them with the smelly juice of the bud. Kimo dashed off with Yoshi stop that, Sachi yelled, swinging her book bag at him. Kimo dashed off with Yoshi close behind, splashing water with their bare feet as they stepped in every puddle. Don't get splashed, Sachi warned Lonnie. Some children had to wear the same outfits all week. The only sources of water in Kona came from the rainwater that ran off the tin roofs into large water tanks. It's my turn to mop the classroom floor after school, sighed Sachi. Then I have to go to Japanese language school and help clean that classroom after our lessons. You're so lucky you can go straight home. Lucky? I have work to do when I get home. Spunky, I have work to do when I get home, whined Lonnie. And my Hawaiian grandmother teaches me lauhala weaving. I have to finish weaving a coffee basket for Mr. Sato. So here is a very cool picture. This is 1908, and these are some young girls walking on the Mamalohoa Highway in Holualoa. Sachi thought about the chores awaiting her. She and Yoshi would have to gather wood for cooking and for heating the bath water. She had to look after her 4-year-old sister and baby brother while her mother prepared dinner. It would be dark by the time they ate dinner and the kerosene lamps would be lit. After putting the dinner dishes away, she would do her schoolwork. Sometimes she helped Yoshi because he had trouble with reading. It was always late when she went to bed, but her mother would still be up sewing clothes for the family or making coffee picking baskets. Her father spent his evenings repairing tools or making new ones. Sometimes her parents would talk late into the night to decide what new items were needed on the farm and how they would budget for them. Sachi, stop daydreaming, said Lonnie as more friends joined them to walk to school. Mrs. Greenwell greeted each of them at the doorway of their one-room schoolhouse. Good morning, Manuel. Good morning, Yoshi and Sachi. Good morning, Lonnie and Kimo. Okay, so here is the Yamagata family seated on their front porch. This is in Kealakekua, Kona, Hawaii in 1901. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Joe. Did anyone bring some rat tails to school today? Remember Mr. Ota from the Kumiai? He will be at the flagpole to collect the tails and will pay you 2 cents for each tail. I'm glad you're all helping to catch the rats that chew the bark and eat the ripe coffee from the trees on your parents' farms. Keep up the good work. By noon, everyone was ready for lunch and recess. Each child had to bring a lunch from home, and they sat under the tree and shared their lunches, just as they shared their languages. Sachi and Yoshi's mother always sent musubi, Japanese rice balls, with pickled vegetables and salted fish. Oh, poi, Hawaiian mashed taro, my favorite, exclaimed Yoshi. It's good with salted codfish. Pass me the pan dulce, Portuguese sweetbread that Joe brought, said Manuel. Lee, this sung of chow choy, Chinese stirred vegetables, is ono, tasty in Hawaiian, added Lonnie. This is yummy kaukau, food in Hawaiian, Lee said as he smacked his lips noisily. Here's a family having a picnic in 1915. This is the Sadayashu family. As soon as they finished eating, the boys ran off to climb the mango tree at the corner of the schoolyard. The girls sat in the shade of the plumeria tree and played with their beanbags. Sachi knew exactly how high to toss her beanbag so she could grab the ones on the ground. Lonnie could juggle all 3 beanbags without dropping any. After recess, when they returned to the classroom, Mrs. Greenwell had an announcement to make. She told them that they had to continue coming to school in June, July, and into the middle of August. The children all shouted, "Why?" Well, your parents need your help when the coffee is ripe. You'll start back to school in the middle of November, replied Mrs. Greenwell. Oh no, our summer vacation is now coffee vacation, exclaimed Yoshi. He now knew where he would spend his vacation, picking coffee on the farm all day. There'll be no time to go fishing with my dad this summer, grumbled Kimo. After school, Kimo, Lonnie, Yoshi, and Sachi walked together, still complaining about coffee vacation. And that is where we're going to end it today. So next week, we're going to post the rest of this story, and you'll learn about Kimo, Lonnie, Yoshi, and Sachi, and how their coffee seasons went, and what some of their jobs were during that time. I want to thank Charlie Boy here. He was a very good listener this time. Shizu didn't like this book as much, I guess. But thank you for tuning in with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.